Hey everybody, welcome back to Fellows in Fellowship for this week's episode. And so Nathan, what did you do this week?
Oh man, what I do this week? I've started some new classes. Are you okay?
Started a new class? Oh yeah. I was telling him that was my job to ask you what you did.
Oh, okay.
He's getting a little bit too.
You're getting distracted.
He's
30 seconds
overstepping
in.
his bounds a little
Well,
bit.
I didn't know how to just stop talking. And then
I know these Forbes people. In fact, keep them on a leash. Anyways, man, I started some new classes with school.
What kind of classes? What kind of classes?
Well, I'm actually finishing up an English class. It's just your standard English. But I'm also taking a course in Baptist history. So learning the history of the Baptistos and the Baptists.
The Baptiste.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone learned about in biology.
What?
The Protistas.
I don't know about that, but the mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell. So anyways.
That's all you got.
Man. But anyways, I started that this week, and
Is it going well?
it's going good. We had to record a video to introduce yourself, right?
Yeah.
So we have just a forum on the class canvas
Do you
page.
have to respond to two classmates?
Yes, I do.
On
But
separate days?
it's just yes, but but it's just this page of people with their phones right up here, hi, my name's Nathan and I'm so glad to
didn't
be
do that,
able.
did you?
No, I did not. I tried to be a little more professional.
Good.
So I had it out here, hi, my name.
So you just moved it.
Yeah,
So
I
you
just
didn't-
moved it out.
So you still had it in your hands while you're filming?
Yes.
Why didn't you just film on your computer?
Yeah, or why didn't you just set your phone down and then do it like that?
Well, you can move your hands
I did about
around.
halfway through because I got tired of holding it.
Okay.
But yeah.
At least you did it at some point.
Yeah, I sure did. Anyways, Adam, what'd you do
It's
this
Jacob's
week?
turn.
Jacob,
My turn.
Jacob, what'd you do this week?
I went to school for 4 days. That's the most I've gone to
4
school in
days.
over a year.
He's
and it
weak.
God
sucked.
bless him.
He's weak.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even have to wake up pretty much to go to school.
Yeah, but I still had to go 4 days. I still had to go every day.
Yeah, but it doesn't go from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yeah, but I got homework that's lasting me till
No,
7 a.m.
Some of us have jobs over here.
Yeah, I know. Some of us
Job.
have this thing called homework. I know that's a foreign concept to you high school, public school students.
Yeah, I don't have
You
any
online
homework.
virtual kids, you don't know what that's
Yeah,
like.
y'all don't
Everything's
understand
homework
that.
for you.
I don't even have that much homework, but still,
Dude.
you have to put so much effort into it because you don't have that many assignments in college. In high school, you have 100 assignments. And if you bomb one of them, that's okay. Your other ones will pull it up. But no, in college, if you bomb one, you're done.
Well, then don't bomb one.
Exactly. So you have to put in all the effort on every assignment.
Oh, and I scheduled my permit test for May 3rd. So
Whoa.
I'll get that eventually if I pass it.
Dude, you really just are not in a hurry to get your permit.
That was the only one they had scheduled. It was May
Okay.
1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th.
What was wrong with May 1st, 4th, and May 2nd?
I don't know. May 1st is prom.
Okay. Fair.
May 2nd.
See,
May
look.
2nd.
May 2nd's on Sunday. Are they even open on Sundays?
Exactly. I don't know.
No.
Maybe I was wrong. I just clicked May 3rd.
Look, you should have done it on May 4th.
Why?
May the 4th.
National Star Wars Day. Gotta love it.
They had something at the Arts Council a few years ago,
Uh-huh.
and we were trying to watch the 4th movie, and it didn't work.
They were screening the free Force Awakens.
Oh.
They were not. They were
See.
streaming the 4th movie, which is A New Hope.
I thought they were streaming it.
They might have done it later, but I'll talk about it differently.
Okay, Adam, what did you do this week?
Homework.
Mm.
With the I played tennis Friday. Played with Zach. I beat him.
Swimming.
I did also went swimming before class Thursday, but we ended up not having class. Wait, no, we did have class on Tuesday. So I went and swam before class on Thursday. And then our biology teacher sent us on a scavenger hunt. Not really, well, kind of basically a scavenger hunt. We had to find moss and pine needles and pine cones. And
Bro, your
well,
biology class is fun.
oh, my biology class is so much fun. I'm just bad at science. But instead of searching through the land pit that the Yadkin, I don't even know where I would look to find that stuff at the Yadkin campus. So we drove to Dylan's house and went and got pine needles and pine cones out of his yard. And then went back to school.
Where'd you get your moth from?
Moths, not moths.
Get mouse in a creek.
Oh,
Moth.
moss. I thought you said
Oh,
moths.
this is actually kind of funny. So the moss like obviously moss is that green stuff that grows on like rocks and trees and stuff, but we took this picture and said that was our moss.
Oh.
That's Mr. Lion.
Interesting. What?
Do you know
Why-
that,
why is it
like,
moss?
do you not know what getting mossed is in football, where like they catch it over somebody?
No.
Nobody knows what that means. Do you know what that means? Here, John. I'll show you, John. You'll appreciate me.
We just didn't know what it meant.
So
Like-
we took this picture with the principal of the early college and said that was our moss. See, he appreciates it.
Why don't you show the camera, Adam? Considering that we're talking to the viewers at home.
All right. As you can see, he's getting mossed. So, yeah, that was our moss.
You didn't actually find moss?
No, we didn't.
Oh my gosh. Did you get a
Then
grade
when we
for
had
it?
to-
Did you
No,
get
it wasn't
moss for
great. But yeah, we put that under the microscope, and it's actually kind of funny to put my phone under the microscope.
What'd you do? Did you see the pixels?
No, it's actually kind of weird. It's almost like, hold on, I'll pull it up.
You took a
You took how'd you take a picture of? That's the same.
It's almost like this was just really dim, almost. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's like really dim.
It's weird, guys.
Oh goodness.
But I mean, I guess it's almost like phones aren't meant to,
I wonder why.
I'd say probably not.
yeah. But yeah, there's also pictures of notes on here that I
See-
needed to write down.
Why don't you just speak it into your phone and just type it out?
No, I don't take notes.
And then print it.
Look, this show would be so much cooler if you actually got like moths, like the insect.
Moths?
Yeah, because then it could be like on like on those late night shows, like they bring in the animal people.
I want to bring this.
And we bring in a moth.
Yeah.
And just put him up to the microphone and let him talk.
Or yeah.
Or him or
Or just let it like fly around.
How would we get it back then?
Yeah, how would it stay in camp?
Well, it would be trained.
You gonna train them on? You can bring them on.
How to
You can
train How to Train Your Moth starring Nathan Trevor. Come
Yeah.
to theater dude.
Yeah. Look,
How to Train Your
we have
Moth.
dominion over the animals. Why can I not train them off?
If
Try
you
and train 'em off.
train them off and bring it to the show one
What
Sunday.
do you
All
feed
right,
them on?
okay.
What do you feed them on?
Huh?
What do you feed them on?
Mothballs.
No. All right, Nathan. What lesson do we got this week?
Speaking of dominion, we're going to be at Genesis this week. Putting moths aside for a second. So, of course, we know that Genesis gives us the account of creation with all the animals and whatnot, but it also gives us the account of what we call the fall, right? Whenever Adam and Eve, they ate from the forbidden tree, and that kind of screwed us over, right?
Yeah.
So, the aftermath of that event. English is hard. Words are hard, people. After that event took place, after they sinned for the first time, something really cool takes place. There's a lot to read here, so I just want to paraphrase, but there are a couple verses I do want to point out.
As long as reading today.
Yeah, so after they eat from the tree, they realize, oh crap, we are naked, right? They realize...
They don't have clothes on.
Right, yeah. Because up to that point, they didn't realize that, right? Because sin had not entered. There's no kind of shame or
Yeah.
anything that existed. So they realized, first of all, okay, we need to get some clothes on. First of all, so they sew together the fig leaves, and then they hear God walking through the garden. And they're like, oh no, it's God. So they go and hide, and then God.
Is that what they said?
Huh?
Oh no.
I'm
It's
paraphrasing.
God. Okay.
I'm paraphrasing. I'm not taking it.
This is the Action Bible version.
Yeah.
Or the Nathan Trevor.
This is the true translation.
The Trevor.
So God's walking through, and they're like, "Oh no, it's God!" So they go and hide, and God, He literally calls them out, right? Like, Adam, where are you? Of course, He knew where Adam was, but so sorry, that was my other page. So, anyways, they come to God, and they're like, "God, we hid because we were naked," and He's like, "Well, how did you know that?" And they're like, "Yeah, we kind of ate from the tree He told us not to eat from." And then they start blaming it on Eve and blaming it on the snake. So, all that's going on. But here's the point that I really want to make today. And here's the verses I do want to point out. In Genesis chapter 3, I'm looking at verse 21 in particular. Genesis 3:21 says, "The Lord God made clothing from skins for the man and his wife, and he clothed them." Right? And that's really significant to the story, I think, just because even though Adam and Eve had done this thing against God, even though they had sinned, God was still there to provide, right? And that's something really important, that even when we fail God today, He still loves us, He still cares for us, He still provides for us. Yes, we do dishonor Him at times, and we do bring shame to ourselves and also to His name. But He's still there to forgive us if we ask for it, and that's something really cool. Also about this as well, God made provisions for Adam and Eve, even in their sin. And I think we can tie that into Jesus as well. Last week was Easter, and even in our sin, Christ made provisions for us, right? So, it's like what the Bible tells us, that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So I think that's a really good parallel. And we see that a whole lot throughout the Old Testament. We see that with the Israelites escaping from Egypt and crossing the Red Sea. We see that in Noah and his ark and the flood that came. But all of these parallel with the gospel, with Jesus. And that's the point that I really want you at home to see this morning, is that even though we are in this state of sin, even though we're in this state of displeasing God, He's still there loving us, caring for us, and willing to forgive us if we just come to Him in humility and ask for it. He's still there to provide for us. More importantly, He's there to provide a way for us to have our sins removed or have a remission of sins. So that's what I charge you with this morning. Knowing that God loves you, knowing that He wants to forgive you, and knowing that He loves you, most importantly. And with that, I close. There we
He
go.
closes.
I close.
Oh, speaking of Easter, Nathan, how was your Easter Sunday last week?
Oh man, it was a time and a half. Last week, my church, we had a cantata this year, and given COVID and everything going on, it was pretty primitive as what we've had in the past, but we were still able to have one, which was pretty cool. So last week, we had that, and I was narrating the cantata as it went along. So I was up there.
Do you remember that play we did, or that skit me and you wrote and did it at my church when we were like 12 or 11?
The one where we tried to based on candid camera, and then Jimmy
It wasn't
was
based on candid camera. It was like
there was a joke in there.
there
About
was a
it.
joke in there about
And
candid
then
camera.
and then Jimmy's like, "No, that's a little much, right?"
Yeah.
Which it was. It totally was. But yes, I do remember that skit. And you were God, and you got there.
I was God. I was God. I forgot that.
Baptistry. Is that you, God? No, it was just Adam in the baptistry.
Yeah, I was just chilling in the baptistry, and I had a microphone. I was God. I was just sitting there. I was sitting there, just looking down at Nathan.
Oh man.
Just hearing you say that you narrated the cantata just made me think of that.
Well, yeah. So I was up there, and I had to use my big boy professional voice, and
Not one you use often. You had to dig down.
What's that? What's that?
Deep in your bag of tricks.
words.
Yeah,
Yes.
English. As we learned, English is hard.
Yes. So I mean, it was good though. Super
Did you do
excited.
anything with your family? Or
I did
your
lots of
family?
stuff, honestly. Yeah, with my manager Morgan over here, we went to her family's, and
Girlfriend. I mean,
Man-
girlfriend.
manager, and
Manager.
yeah, we went to her family some, and I got to spend some time with my family. It was just a good time all around.
Jacob, what about you? What did you do?
Well, I woke up, got my Easter basket,
Oh,
got a lot of candy, and I went to eat
Did they
lunch.
survive this between?
He did.
Good.
And then we went to lunch at Sophia's house, which is my girlfriend,
His
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah.
my manager.
Manager.
And then we went to my house to eat dinner.
So
And I
you,
ate candy after dinner.
I didn't. I mean,
Yes, thank you.
I guess I understand it, but like my family's never been like one that gets together and like eats like a Thanksgiving meal. Like Jacob was telling me all the stuff they ate on Easter, and like my family never gets together on Easter. That's just true.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, we always make a big deal out of birthdays, and we get together on all birthdays, and obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas, but Easter's never been like one where we get together and have like ham and
Right.
macaroni and cheese and rolls and pudding.
I've got a fun fact about Easter.
What?
Okay, you know, like with Easter, there's the eggs and the bunnies,
Yeah.
but there's also like Jesus in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a thing.
Yeah, just like a little sprinkle in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, if we're being frank, yes. But I saw a thing that kind of links them all together. Like how do we go from Jesus to eggs and Easter bunny?
Let's hear it, Nathan.
So basically, what it is, rabbits, like throughout history, have been considered magical creatures, right? And you also know rabbits, they pump out babies like there's no tomorrow, right? Like they reproduce pretty rapidly. So with that, they've always been a sign of like magical fertility. Eggs are like the same way. They're a sign of fertility. So people way back when had the idea of, wait, Mary, the Virgin Mary, was so fertile, she got pregnant without, you know, losing her virginity. So from that point on, they kind of like linked all this stuff together. And then like some Christians from Europe, I can't tell you exactly where, but they came over here to America, and then they're like, you know, get a load of this. And they start sharing these ideas like the Easter Bunny and
Get
eggs.
this.
And then American capitalism came in there, and now it's just like big.
Cha-ching.
Yep. Anyways, fun fact. The more you know.
Well, last year we were supposed to have an Easter egg hunt for kids, and I was supposed to be the Easter Bunny, and I didn't get to because
Darn.
it got canceled, like a lot of people.
Said I was going to be the Easter bunny.
Somebody was going to.
You don't know.
I was going to be Easter
I was
Bunny.
going to be
Okay.
It depends on who could have fit in the
me.
I'm
If it's
not
a, if it's a
gonna
little boy
comment on that.
costume, he would have to get in there. But if it's a big boy costume, he would have to be
Uh-huh.
in there, you know.
Yeah.
No, I could just fit in the big boy costume, just be big, but you can't fit in the little boy costume.
I could. It'd just be little.
Anyways.
Whatever.
Reverse psychology. I think that's how that works. Reverse psychology. Is that how that works?
I don't know. Are we gonna do like the
Oh.
thing again today?
Yeah.
Like, is that gonna be?
So, one more exciting piece of news. First Baptist is going back to church now for the first time since last year. So that's
Yes.
exciting.
Last week was-
Last week was the first time, but yes, that's exciting. We're happy to be back and getting a little taste of normalcy, because that's something I think we all want.
Yes.
You know.
It's.
All right. So we'll be back next week. Maybe, maybe not.
I
Who
hope
knows?
so.
Maybe not.
But whenever you see a link up on Facebook and somebody shared it, hit that link and give it a watch.
Share us some more.
All right, so please, I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode and continue to enjoy them in the future. But join us next time on Fellows
In fellowship.